when you do find someone who can be that's trustworthy enough to be a mentor, listen. Earlier conversations, we talked about how 50 Cent shared how my man Medea, Tyler Perry was a mentor to him, right? That's helping him kind of like guide him through his thing that he's building up in, entertainment and stuff like that. So, hey man, kudos to that mentorship. Hey, if someone is willing to mentor you for something, man, listen. Man.
Knowledge is more powerful when you have somebody who's done it and somebody who's giving it, and then somebody who's pushing it. Because knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is power once it's applied.
Yep, you gotta apply it. If you don't apply that knowledge, it's just some fancy books on the bookshelf.
It's just information. That's all it is.
What you think about that, Dr. Pooh?
Man, I don't know. I really kind of don't have too much of an opinion on it. Too much, Life is a short thing that we should cherish it. Cherish it as long as we can.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What would be a better way to phrase that question in a way that we could apply it to a certain standard or sense,
As far as the importance of mentorship?
Yeah. Because like if you get mentorship and you're familiar with the person who is mentoring you, it's cool. But if it's like from someone who you're not too sure is reliable,
there's no relationship.
Good point.
Yeah, because Will Smith he's a mentor, but would I want to be mentored by Will Smith? I don't know. Would he necessarily be the best example of mentor? I don't know. I think it's but mentorship is important. Like I have had men who have helped guide me in life, absolutely. But I'm very picky with those who I choose to take life advice from that I'm going to actually follow.
Yeah.
I don't think I asked the question the right way, but I think you answered it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like be picky on the mentors you choose to follow. I guess the question should be, how do you pick your mentors? And I think you gave the answer, right? Mm-hmm. Be picky. Like it has to make sense, right? I think it's like we had Jasmine on last week, right? And she says something about how to find love. You got to live life, right? And then you'll find it. I think I would apply that framework to finding a mentor. Like I think if you're doing your thing, and I think organically you may run into someone who may be able to mentor you through whatever endeavor you may need mentorship in. Maybe life coaching, maybe entrepreneurship endeavor. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think for me personally, and I'll share this. I've had quite a journey, and I'm definitely in a better space in life I've ever been. Right. But I didn't do it on my own. I got a mentor. Actually, I'm representing right now. People were asking how come I didn't change my shirt. I represent, right? Because I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing now if I didn't follow the tutelage of, my friend who owns this company right here. And he's been a great mentor to me. And it's just, when you do find someone who can be, that's trustworthy enough to be a mentor, listen.
Listen.
Yeah. One thing I would add to that too is, okay, so I clean pools, right? And so if there was someone who was in the pool business and they wanted to give me some advice, absolutely, I would take it. But because it's pertaining towards my work and, everybody could relate to something like that. But if someone were going to try and give me marriage advice, I would have to look at their marriage personally and see what their marriage life is like. Someone wanted to give me advice on investing in the stock market. Well, if you're investing, are you losing money or have you gotten rich on the market? Things like that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, you're not going to go to a broke person to find out how to make money.
That math does not math.
in the biblical sense, we use the term, them by their fruit. Your fruit is going to speak volumes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What makes comes sense. Out of the hard work, not just the passion, but the hard work, because you have to be able to put action behind the words. Like Corey was 100%. Saying, if information is just going to be left out on the shelf, that's just data and not being used. Knowledge is going to do nothing for you unless you've applied it, or unless you've seen it successfully applied to somebody's life.
We got men put on IG too. Great point, by the way. I think this is something that can help answer that question too. How to find a mentor. And this is from Creative Native on IG. I know you cannot take advice from anyone that's been to a Diddy party.
Oh, man.
No Diddy.
Unless they told you leave before the after party, right? That's the only
They're
thing.
shipping in baby oil. It's time to go.
There's a lot of baby oil.
And no condoms. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, 0 condoms.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear no condom reports.
Nope.
Of course you're not.
Whole other term.
Or KY. They had no KY. Bobby, how do you pick a mentor?
Say what now?
How do I pick a mentor?
Yes. How do you pick a mentor, Bobby?
Just by what I said, is just knowing somebody by their fruit. Of I'm gonna go to you for like Dr. Poole said, for marriage advice. I'm not gonna look at you being a broke husband and not a you know what I mean, like not a provider, and seeing a woman being disrespectful to her husband. I'm not gonna go and talk to you. That's another thing. That's really good. I would never go and seek mentorship from a man, because he and I aren't going to see the world through the same type of lens. I would, however, go and receive mentorship from a woman who has been successful, who does have, a good solid head on her shoulders. If I said, hey, I'm coming into this issue, well, I know she's going to come be lockstep with me. Is she going to come at me from a worldview, or if she going to come and talk with me from a biblical sense? Is what she's saying going to match up with my values and my morals? If what she's saying doesn't, I'm not going to hear that, because that's going to deflect from what I believe.
Good point. Good point.
I understand.
Yeah.
We got some more comments from Creative Native too. He said mentoring comes in many ways and forms. Once showed my nephew how to change a tire, and months later he got a flat with his dad and taught him how to change a tire. Mm-hmm. Generational knowledge.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, and it doesn't always have to be on a massive scale, right? What was that, Dr. Poole?
Pass it on. You're getting that knowledge, pass it on.
Each one teach one, baby. Each one teach one. Success leaves clues. That's kind of like what I was processing hearing y'all, right? A different way to say it. Success leaves clues. Like on remember Wolf of Wall Street? When the chubby dude saw the car that the main character was driving. What do you do?
Yeah.
I work for you now.
Yeah.
Yep. What else we got, man?
We're highly influenced by what we see, right? And what we see others have. However, it takes wisdom to know, like Bobby said, and she hit it on the nail. She wouldn't seek wisdom from a man in certain areas, because why? She know that it's going to be from a male lens, not a female lens.
Good
not
point.
Saying that a man can't be a mentor to a female, but
I'm not saying that. Yeah,
right. No. And you're using wisdom because the way that you would receive it would be different than another person. And that's what I think we all have to realize is we're all different individuals. So not everybody learns the same, not everybody receives the same, and not everybody processes the same. And I was glad that you was able to mention that.
For real. Good point.
Not to be a jerk, but I wouldn't go and talk to somebody about my military career when they've never stepped foot in them boots.
Yeah,
like
you can't talk to me about the military. I'm gonna be like Call of Duty.
To say, okay, well, me and G talk about this all the time. Like it's so easy for people to talk crap until you've stepped into those boots, until you've given up and have sacrificed a part of your life that you will never get back, ever get back. And you've walked that walk. You didn't just talk the talk and be like, oh well, I almost made it to MEPS. Yeah, well, almost doesn't get wars won. It doesn't.
Oh wow.
You would probably be a great mentor for those who are trying to seek out discipline, probably because of the military structure that you learned and gained.
Yeah, I mean, people have to be willing to be mentored. People have to be willing to be. People don't like the word submissive, but you have to be willing to submit to your mentor when it comes to their knowledge. If you have lack of it, why would you? You know what I mean? Why would you sit there and pretend like what they're saying isn't going to be important to you? It's just applied.
Good point. Got to be coachable, teachable. Got to be coachable, teachable. Speaking of which, got another thing from Creative Native. I understand what Bobby is saying, but I was a batting champion in Little League baseball all the way through high school. Small little flex. I feel you. Okay. And his batting coach was a woman. So I just think it just depends on what it is, right? It depends.
It depends on what it is. All day long, it depends on what it is. Most of my skills that I've learned in my job have been from men. So I'm not saying, I can't learn from you because you're a dude. Like, no, there's just going to be some things that can be applied to me specifically through a female lens. If it's something physical, guess what? I'm probably not going to go seek out a woman who's never touched a car in her life and ask me, hey, can you show me how to change the oil in the vehicle? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be like, hey, daddy, can you help me out over here? Can you show me what to do? I'm gonna go and seek out the expert.
You know what? Funny enough, and I'm gonna share this, right? I was actually taught how to fish by a woman. When I was cross training. Your auntie. Nah, I was in technical training, Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi, Mississippi. It was actually a Texas girl that was in my class. We were going fishing. Man, dude, we don't really go. Well, I didn't go fishing like that growing up in LA. But I wish I did. But anyway, fast forward, she taught me everything, man. Taught me how to put the hook on, how to cast. She taught me how to use a casting net. She taught me how to clean the fish, like gut it. Like I remember one time she had her cowgirl hat on. Was like, give me that damn catfish and just gutted it. This is how you do it, Gmo. Come on, you get the net. That's how I learned how to fish.